And I'm pleased to be joined by Henry from Boston Manor.
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for coming on. So obviously you just started tour. You were in Leicester last night.
Yep.
Yeah. Was that an early departure to get here? Just leave pretty early? Or?
Nah, it was fine. I mean,
was it about 4 hours?
Probably less, I think. Yeah, it's UK is not that big.
Yeah,
so it's normally fine.
Yeah, not because you've been over in America and stuff. I bet.
Yeah, they get a lot longer drives over there sometimes. Yeah.
They don't seem to be bothered by it though, do they? Like...
No, it's cool. They kind of just. I suppose it's so big that if you live not in a major populace, you kind of have to drive to get to a show. So people just kind of make their peace with it. Yeah.
So when you're on the tour bus coming up here, what sort of things do you do on the tour bus? Do you sort of play games, or I know some bands like play Nintendo Switch or like card games and stuff like that.
Yeah, I play Switch quite a lot actually. Yeah. It's I'm one of those people that I'm not very good at not doing anything, so I kind of need to have something to occupy my brain or my hands. So I play a lot of Switch. Or sometimes I bring a laptop and like do some work. Like bring like a little MIDI keyboard and do some writing and stuff.
Writing on the go.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Whatever works.
Yeah. Is that sort of the same for everyone, or?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, if we're just driving around in a little van for this tour, just because it's not little, it's just a van. But it's only 3 shows and then 3 next weekend. But if we're on a bus, then you kind of have the luxury of sprawling out a little living room situation, a kitchen, so you can kind of make
like a house on wheels.
You can kind of make a little workspace. So we try and take advantage of that when we're touring.
Good. I suppose that's when you're doing a full.
Yeah.
Cool. So obviously, end of last year released Desperate Pleasures. So obviously that was the end of 2021. So 2022 has obviously been crazy busy for you guys. On tour beginning of the year, March. Was it March, February?
They all blur into one at this point.
I think I saw you in Bristol in February. I think it was.
Yes, February. Yeah, and then we went to America after that. I feel like post-pandemic onwards, it's all this kind of
try and cram everything.
Messy sort of blur. But we've been very lucky. It's been a wicked year for us.
Yeah, obviously going over to the States as well for that.
A couple of times, and then we've done
festival dates.
A lot of Europe stuff. Yeah, it's just been good to get back out there. After 2020, I mean, it's everyone has these conversations, don't they? But it is nice, and I feel very lucky to be able to do what we do, and just kind of trying to. Not take it for granted and get out there and tour as much as possible. Yeah,
it's quite nice. Obviously, I've seen you guys a few times this year. It's very nice that you seem very grounded with it as well. Like obviously you supported Alex on Fire, it's a huge gig, but the way you sort of came across, it wasn't like we're on this tour. It's just like you might not have heard of us, the Boston Manor, like and I'm like I know who you guys are. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. We're just happy to be here. You know, like we very much don't take for granted anyone's time or attention, and if you're you're bothering to kind of invest in us and come to multiple shows, that's like the greatest honour. You know, I will always be indebted to you for that. But even if you're just kind of standing there watching our band for 40 minutes and giving it your full attention while you're waiting for the Alex on Fire that you came to see, like that's so sick. Like,
so that's the thing. Like when you got people going to see Alex on Fire, they're probably going to be like into you guys as well. So it's a great.
You hope so. I mean, I think so. We got a lot of positive feedback, and the crowd was very attentive. So the best measure really is when you're playing. It's just to see how many people are on their phones.
Yeah.
If people are not on the phones, then you're like, okay.
Yeah. I think you had a bit of a mosh as well.
They were all great. Like we had a wicked time. What show was it you came to?
I came to Southampton.
The Guildhall.
So I live in Bristol, obviously. Right. So I was going to go to the Cardiff show.
You sound like you live in Bristol.
I went to see Heck the other day. No, Frank Carter on Tuesday, and so I went to the toilet and said something to someone, and he's like, "You're from Bristol, aren't you?" No, so I was going to go to the Cardiff show, but I already had tickets for Thrice in Bristol. And then I was like, all right, I can go to London, and then I had my own gig on the same day as London. I'm like, fuck's sake, and all mates are posting pictures of like the tour, and I was like, I didn't realise at first that you guys were supporting Alex on Fire as well. Like, I wanted to go anyway, but when I saw you guys as well, I'm like, oh my God,
I like
can't
that.
miss that.
With the straw that broke the camel's
Yeah,
back.
I was like, there must like surely Birmingham or something. But I saw Southampton on Sunday. I was like, I've never been to Southampton. It's not that far.
Well, Bristol's a pretty good spot for like most places.
Yeah.
You can get around to a lot of different like major cities, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. I go to a lot in like Birmingham and Cardiff.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how close Southampton was and how easy it was to get to.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were in Leicester this morning, and then it was like we were there in an hour. I was like, oh, cool. So,
didn't even get time to finish a game.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't.
Obviously, you're doing a few shows now to support Datura as well. So,
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, it's really nice. You know, it's a really sweet way to round out the year. Intimate shows and some places that we don't normally go to.
Yeah.
And we're doing it to try and raise some money for some charities, which is really nice. And last night we got like an absolute mountain of toys for the kids, which is wicked. And I don't have the final count on the sort of monetary donations on the QR codes.
Yeah.
The representative from the charity who seemed very happy. Yeah. So we'll find out more about that in a few days, I think.
Good to hear. So obviously, what it's been a busy year. Has there been any sort of highlights to it, or like you said, it all blurs into one? But anything that stands out?
Lots of stuff, to be honest. I mean, the European festivals we got to do this summer were some of the biggest crowds we've ever played to, and they were fantastic. We're still going there, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just checked it's still going. Sorry,
cool.
Karen.
Yeah. That was amazing. The real highlight was the headline towards the beginning of the year. You know, selling the whole thing out and playing to just rabid shows, because obviously it was just right after when shows were back, so everyone was just so up for it, and it was brilliant.
I do remember in the Bristol one. I think I was sort of like I'm like 33 now, so I'm like I'll stand back. I'm not going to get into it. And then the mosh pit.
You have no choice.
Yeah. And like, well, I'll worry about it tomorrow. Yeah, it's like I'll ache tomorrow, but it's fine. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, that show was sick. They were all great, and then get to put this record out. It's something we're immensely proud of and worked really hard on, and it's kind of our sort of most focused record to date. So I come away from it the most proud I've ever felt about a record. I'm proud of all of them, but come away particularly sort of pleased with this end result. And last night was the first time we sort of played it all.
Yeah, that's got to be something nice about playing like songs that you've not played before and seeing how they respond.
Totally. I've never played an album like front to back live before. It's very cool.
It's something that usually you get sort of like a 10-year anniversary or something like that, but it's nice because especially with this album it feels like a solid like one sort of thing rather than it being loads of songs together.
And it's so short that you don't you know, you can still play all the kind of the bangers, so to speak, afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's not too much of an ask.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've experienced going to a gig where band's playing an album full and it's not the album that you love.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I want to hear the ones I know. Yeah, so it's because is it 29 minutes, 28 minutes, something like that. So, so play of time to play the other ones that people know as well.
Exactly. So. It was a good set list last night. I felt it flowed well. Took in some sort of like suggestions from what people wanted to hear as well.
Oh, cool.
Tried to factor them in.
Was that online or people?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh no, I don't think we'll be able to do that.
No, that's a bit crazy. I mean, they're smaller venues, so maybe a couple at the front.
Maybe.
Obviously, it came out 2 months ago in the Datura. Has it been a good reception?
It's been amazing. People have been so nice about it, and just lovely. Yeah, I couldn't ask for anything more. And I'm really just sort of excited to kind of get to the second part now, so people can kind of hear it as a
full
complete
story.
Work. Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, it's two parts. What is the sort of story behind Datura? Obviously, it's a concept album, obviously, so you get. It does feel like you're sort of kind of listening to a movie, or like getting into a movie or like a video game or something. Is there a sort of a thought process behind it all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's very much inspired by like movie soundtracks and video game soundtracks. We're all big into video games and you know, going back to like the Metal Gear Solid games.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. I was thinking something like around
that opening sequence of Metal Gear Solid 2 is a big. It's sampled by Burial for the song Archangel, and that was a big influence on a lot of the kind of sound design and stuff on the record. But yeah, it's a record about kind of addiction and somebody kind of losing control of their life really, and it's set sort of over what it's it's the metaphor of that is shown over kind of one night, beginning at dusk, Datura dusk, and ending at dawn. Yeah. And then the second part will follow on from there.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed at the very end, it's sort of like you hear like the birds chirping, and I was like, oh, okay, that's definitely going to lead well into the second part.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, glad you noticed. Yeah, definitely. That's kind of gearing it up for part 2, and I'm glad you. Thank you, by the way. It's kind words. I'm glad you said that, because it is the kind of movie aspect of it is kind of we kind of wanted to like really build a little world that you can kind of walk around in, and everything to feel sort of 3D. Yeah. And that's kind of why we chose to do things like interludes and kind of little bits at the end of the song. All that stuff. You know, we really want you to kind of feel like you could see it. Yeah,
I mean, even going from dusk into or Datura dusk into floodlights on the straight away you feel that flows in, and it just goes so nicely into it as well.
Yeah, so, thank you. Yeah, we that was a real conscious effort, and we kind of wanted it to because often if you're doing like say a 12-track record that's just kind of, for lack of a better, a normal album. The sequence is usually sort of figured out afterwards, and you even have like labels and radio pluggers kind of saying, well, maybe you should, because they tend to want the hits at the front of the record, blah 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 blah. So there's a lot of kind of not politics but logistics involved.
Yeah. I think I saw you say about that when you do a full like long album, you get a lot of people just listen to the first few and sort of switch off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of track that. I mean, ask any artist. You could, if you bother to go into the metrics, it's usually. I mean, unless you like do what Drake does and put like the biggest hit you've ever had as like track 9. Yeah. You know, usually it tends to sort of peter off a little bit towards the end. And it's just the culture that we live in, really. But I think 7 minutes, that'd be very short. 7 songs, I think, is it's not a big ask.
No, it's definitely. I think the first time I listened to it was like in the car on the way home once, and I was like, it finished. I was like, that didn't seem very long, but it felt like I could get the full thing. Whereas a longer album, I might go for a drive and I might do a 20-minute drive or something and miss like half the album.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the kind of part of the thought process behind it. Was that it's not a big ask for people to digest it in one sitting.
Definitely.
And they'll get more out of it if you do. I mean, I'm not. It comes across as a little bit pretentious, being like you need to listen to it in full, because you don't, of course. But
albums come across better like that.
I think, I think so. You get a little bit extra from the experience. You know?
Yes. Like things like Tool, like you can't listen to like 1 or 2 Tool songs.
Yeah,
you need to listen to like the album as a full thing, sort of thing.
Which I did today.
Did you? Nice. Oh, that's what you get the switch on and
there you go. Exactly.
When you're sort of like writing it, obviously the last EP came out end of last year. Was it a case of you were already in the process of writing? Was there some sort of overlap, or was it
a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. We try and we usually kind of like
just keep going.
Project's done.
Yeah.
And then we don't go back into like the sort of metaphorical bin and pick up old song. It's like whatever. Whenever we start a new project, we're starting from scratch. But they were so close together, you know, while we were wrapping up on Desperate Times, we were kind of like thinking about the record, because we knew what we were going to do. We knew we wanted to do a 2-part thing, that it was going to be like a concert record. So it the sessions kind of blurred into one a tiny little bit.
Was it, obviously, with it being a concert album, is it something that you've had in your mind for a while that you wanted to do something like that, or is it just sort of naturally you started writing songs and they started to fit a theme? Or
no, I kind of knew that I wanted to do a concert record for ages, really, and it kind of depends on what you want to do, because there's a lot of concept albums that are sort of very literal and have like, you know, characters and structure and you know, like they sing about the story in the lyrics like directly,
literally telling the story as opposed to
and I don't think that's for me, but I wasn't the things that I wanted to sing about, I wasn't really able to kind of draw on those experiences, and really I wanted to be very open and honest, but I also couldn't just kind of lay it all out for like 10 songs just bare bones. So I this was a good way to kind of talk about difficult things and present it artistically whilst maintaining integrity.
Cool. Obviously you're playing tonight, playing the whole album full. Very excited for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool. Obviously you did it in Leicester last night as well, so you feel like you're ready to smash it again tonight.
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Excellent. Obviously you finish the tour next week as well with a sold out show, hometown show. That is going to be exciting.
Very exciting, yeah.
I think you mentioned, I can't remember when I saw you, but I'm sure you mentioned that you don't play Blackpool that much.
Never played it really.
Never played it.
Our first ever proper home. I mean, we played it as sort of an earlier incarnation of the band.
Right. Yeah.
10 years ago, but we've never since we've done all the stuff we've done.
Yeah.
We've never actually
gone back.
Yeah, and we planned to a few years ago, but then the pandemic.
Yeah.
And everything. But so this will be our first proper headline show.
Cool.
And it's a really cool way to kind of end the year out, and very excited.
It's always nice to finish on the. I mean, they're all going to be big. They're all sold out, aren't they? Or near enough.
Pretty much.
So, but obviously home.
Mum and Dad are coming.
Yeah, there you go, and not far to get home as well.
No,
that's the important thing. Oh, amazing! And obviously you got Calva Louisa supporting as well.
Yeah. They're sick. Like friends of mine. They're local as well. They live in Blackpool. And,
I didn't realise that.
Yeah. Great band.
They're was it Euphoria, wasn't it? Their album.
Yeah.
That's very good album.
Yeah, it's wicked. I've known those guys for a little while. Big fan of the band, and stoked to have them out on these shows.
Cool. So obviously 2023 is already lined up nicely as well. You've got Australia, isn't it, with Movements again? So they supported on your UK tour.
Yeah, we supported them in the States, and we
switched around.
Trade favours, and then we're doing it together in Australia. So it's nice, really. Yeah.
Is that your first time over Australia? Or?
Second time it'll be. Yeah, we went over in 2018, and haven't been back since. So I'm really looking forward to it. The shows we did in 2018 were amazing, it's just nice to go to different countries and play music. It's very, very lucky to be able to do that, so I never take it for granted.
Have you got anything else sort of lined up? I assume you've got some festival dates coming up.
We've got a bunch of festivals, some shows in Europe in April, and then obviously just the full sort of festival season. In the UK and Europe. And then just sort of lining things up for the rest for post summer. Now.
Have you got is Datura Part 2 due out next year, or do you not know at the moment?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're in the studio most of next year working on it, so
cool.
We'll see when it is done. We've not put a date on it because we don't want to.
You don't want to rush it.
No,
there's no need to either.
We know what it's going to be. We've been writing it for a minute, but we've still got a lot of work left to do. So.
You know the idea behind it, sort of thing. So cool. Obviously, so you're on the radio show, so we're going to play a track from Datura after this goes out on the air. Cool. Have you got a sort of favourite track from it, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Floodlights on the Square is my new favourite.
Yeah, I think that's the first one that jumped out to me, just because I think the other ones we had heard, that was the first one.
Little secret surprise.
And I was like,
it's cool because I'm getting a new favourite every week.
I
keep changing my boat. This week it's that one.
Is that one? Okay, perfect. Well, thanks so much for joining me. If you want to introduce it, that'd be perfect.
Thank you for having me. This is Floodlights on the Square by Boston Manor. Thank you for listening.